This is the Breathe Meditation for the week. The title of this episode is Recovery. My name is Bud Lamb, and this morning I started off by picking up my granddaughter, Maya, at her house at about 7 o'clock, and I drove her to school. And interestingly enough, the school is about a 2-minute drive off of the highway from where I run. And this is where I do almost all my training runs, right here at Seacliff Beach. To my back, there's a trail that runs 1.5 miles back that way. And to my forward, this direction here, it runs up about another 1.75 miles or something like that. So all together, it's about a 3.5 mile loop. And like I say, it's my training spot. And I run here probably 4 days a week. It's just my standard and my staple. At any rate, when I'm driving Maya to school, I start off, every time she gets in the car, I start off with, "You know what today is, Maya?" And she goes, "Uh-huh, Grandpa Bud." And then I tell her Psalm 118, verse 24. It says, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." And she says, "I know that, Grandpa Bud. I wrote that on the inside of one of my journals." Well, here, as we're talking, I've got about a 25-minute drive to get into school to drop her off. She asked me a question. I asked her first, really, "How was your week this week?" I hadn't seen her for a few days. And then she said the same thing. "How's your week been, Grandpa Bud?" And I said, "Well, Maya, I've had kind of a Nova week." Nova is my 3-year-old granddaughter, and Nova is Maya's younger sister. Nova, being in her 3s, has a pretty much of a grumpy or a sour attitude. She sometimes smiles, but on the inside, she's just got this kind of pinched little personality. So that Nova attitude is something Maya and I know about, because Maya experiences her Nova sister a lot. So as we're talking, I'm saying, I've had this Nova kind of a week, and she says, "Tell me more." And this Nova kind of a week basically looks at the world half empty, but while on the outside, I'm doing my absolute best to get a grip on it. And it turned out to be just a fabulous conversation with my 9-year-old granddaughter about being real. Has a little bit to do with this idea of restore or recovery. And going back to me running here, about 3 weeks ago, I ran a half marathon. And I did all the training here, and the last few weeks in terms of training for the half, I had to let down. I had a bunch of stuff that was going on at home, so as I ran my best. I ran hard. Probably the best part about this half marathon was I wasn't fast, but I did beat another old guy to the finish line, and that really made my day. I really gave it all I had on that half marathon, and I didn't have much left inside of me. And so the next few days, I just felt sloppy. I was having a Nova week for sure. Couldn't get it together. I was really struggling with it. And I had to rest. And I didn't want to. I wasn't interested. I wanted to get back to running. I had stuff to do. And perhaps you can relate to this. That we all have stuff to do, and we get going and going and going, and we run out of gas, and we fail to remember to stop and deeply recharge. Now, we may do that physically. We may take rest days when we train. I do. But I'm talking about the deep rest of the human soul. And I found myself earlier this week in my morning prayer time with God being able to make a simple prayer that began to change everything for me. It was a recovery prayer, a restoration prayer, very simple. Been prayed for thousands of years. Well, not thousands, at least 2,000. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. That's essentially what Peter did when he got out of the boat, began to walk on water, saw the waves, heard the wind, became afraid. He said, "Lord, save me." Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. God bless you and have a great week.